All right, guys, we are back. We are back. Welcome to Integrity Wood. My name's Mike. If you're new to the channel, I started a firewood business up this year, and I also started up my YouTube channel at the same time. Just kind of documenting the process of getting a firewood business going on the cheap, getting any business, but this is firewood, doing a firewood business on the cheap. So if that's something you're interested in or ever thought about or want to know about, or you just like watching somebody work their tail off and, you know, still not have all that much wood to sell by the fall, this channel's for you. Yeah, so I'm out here at the tree service again, and it's just an ever-changing pile. They've been busy. The weather's been really nice, and these guys have been bringing wood in, moving wood around. It sits for about a day undisturbed, and then sometimes half a day, and then they move it. They shove it back up into the pile, and it gets harder for me to get my hands on. I was out here earlier in the week. So I was out here earlier this week, and I didn't video it much. I think I took a little video of just the wood that I harvested from here. I was in a hurry. It was after I had left work and was racing dark. So, and they had left, where we at, right here. So they had left a big old pile of, well, they dumped it while I was actually here, of elm. Now, I mean, not my favorite wood, if I'm gonna have to be honest. Like, it is what it is. I haven't split any of this elm yet from that, and then there was another elm tree that I was harvesting, and there was some maple here right in the middle. Took the biggest load of wood I've ever put in this trailer to date, so that was pretty awesome. But there was still quite a bit left. I just couldn't get to it. There was big stuff on it, and what they do is they come in and then they move it up into the pile with the bobcat. I drove by later in the week and saw, like, all right, man, they've exposed all that nicer stuff that I couldn't get to. If I can get back here in time, I'll get a hold of that. Well, today is Saturday, and there is really nice elm over there. Nice logs, straight logs, no knots, and they buried it behind a pile of mulch and basswood. So there's a big old basswood log right there, and that's what's kind of up in that pile there. So excuse me, I'm gonna cut it up. I'm gonna take it. We're gonna turn it into firewood, but you can, here, I'll give you a better look here. All right, so here's what they did. They dumped this is one dump load from a job they were at. That big old stump, that there, it looks like a basswood basically was probably the project. And they cleaned up the grounds. That looks like it's got dirt in it. Real nice stick of elm up there. I'm still gonna try to get, but you can kind of see in the front of the pile here. This was the front of the pile, and now there's all this crap here, and it just makes it so hard to get through it. Just not much access over here. There's another gentleman that does firewood. That's his wood pile there. He actually is on site. He pays rent for the place. And it's made very clear to me that that is not, I mean, not by him. He's super cool, but the owner let me know explicitly that, you know, that's his space, that's his wood. And so I would just respect the fact that I don't really need to be over there. So, all right. So some stairs of doom. I've already been up there. It's pretty stable. I'm gonna take you along with me though. Get all the excitement without the worry of snapping your leg in half. Alrighty, top of the pile. So you can see here, so in a few videos back, so there's the front. So I was tucked in around here. And that's where I was picking at. So I was getting into these logs down here. There's some of the honey locusts and just some other stuff that I wasn't able to get my hands on before they moved all of this. They just started shoving stuff back through here. And look, I mean, the camera just doesn't do it justice. And then you can see that is just a massive cottonwood, you know, massive maple. I'm standing on big, giant, massive logs. Most of this, from what I can see, is just giant stuff. I mean, it isn't really anything. There's nice stuff in here. I can come in here and do that, but then how am I going to get it out of here? So it's just not really worth it to do that. I've not been out here, so we're going to find out if this is going to collapse on me or not. No, we're good so far. Yeah, so I like, where's it at? This sycamore here. This was in my earliest videos out here. This sycamore was the front of the pile. So that gives you an idea how dynamic this pile has been. No, they're just giant maples and stuff. This is some really older stuff that if I could get in here, man, that's probably ready to go right now, even as big as it is. It's been back here a hot minute. Let's get where I can feel comfortable standing. So yeah, so I'm in the wood pile at this point. So, but yeah, just some softwood here, some pine, some sort. There's that big giant log. So there you go. That puts it in perspective. So I was talking to you about the log, when I was talking about the gentleman that was coming out here and using the bobcat to get wood. He had just taken the mating piece to that one, and I was showing you guys that log and talking about it, and I was so there, and I was, yeah, like down in here working. So that lets you know kind of what's going on. But yeah, there is some like workable size stuff out in that, but it's mostly, this is really big wood up here, man. So even if I was to come up here and try to throw things out of here, I don't know. And then you just risk breaking your damn leg. Don't think I'm going to be getting up here to do anything. But I wanted to see what the pile looked like. I wanted to really know what I was dealing with. And like there's a real nice piece. Let's get my bearings here, right there. Some black locust. And I just can't get to it. That's black locust or honey locust? I think it's black locust. But yeah, I'm just not going to be able to get to that. So, all right. So you have been on top of Wood Mountain here. So yeah, I'd say Hardwood Mountain, but it ain't all hard up here. So yeah, there it is. Let's get down there and we're going to start cutting some wood. All right. So part of the reasons that I don't video here when I come out in the middle of the day is the sun. I just cannot escape it. It is right overhead. And I forgot in my Tahoe, that is my cool umbrella set up for my kayak. It keeps the sun off me. It's a golf umbrella and it articulates in all different directions. And that's going to throw some shade on the camera that is going to sit in this trailer and film me getting after this wood. So yeah, just thought I'd share that with you. All right, here we go. crawling with ants. That thing is crawling with ants. We ain't taking that one. Holy hell. That's insane. That's a piece of mulberry. You can see how tight those rings are. I think you can. Maybe you can. That is so heavy. That little piece of wood is heavier And look at that, I could not get a bite in it with the picaroon. That is some dense wood. All right, picking them bad boys right off the top of that pile. That was fun. All right, time to load these bad boys up onto the trailer. There ain't a whole lot more to get, honestly. I might go over there and pick at some of that. I don't know. This may be it, which is fine. I mean, it's worth the time. I've not been out here very long at all. And heading it to the wood pile. So elm and basswood, not my favorite things in the world, but hey, we're gonna take what we can get. Swoop. Get you some nice shots of my arse there, did you? Close your eyes next time. All right, guys. I think we're gonna wrap this thing up. There's just not that much wood here. I'll wait for these guys to load up some new stuff over the next coming days. It is a holiday weekend, so maybe I just will work on other things than this. So yeah. Anyways, we'll see you back at the wood yard, and I'll let you guys watch me roll these out and stuff them up onto a pile. To have people tell me that I'm too old to be doing this, because well, I probably am, but I don't really seem to care, so I'm doing it anyways. I'm probably gonna suck as an old man. I'm here to tell you, my kids are probably gonna go crazy because I won't stop doing stuff. But either way, we got us a nice little load right now, and we are headed back to the wood yard. Got me new skid. All right, full disclosure. While I did stop on the way home and get that skid, I also stopped for a crab rangoon pizza and a peach Bellini sour beer. It's good. It was really good. And now I'm back at it. So just got the skid put over on the new wood line. And then we're just gonna run these down. I got to do some mowing today. I don't think I'm gonna film it, but I'm gonna come back and mow. The poison ivy is starting to rear its ugly head, so not really looking to have that stuff brushing all over me. So either way, we're gonna go get the mower after this, but we're gonna get these things rolled out, and I think we're gonna wrap this day up. All right, we're gonna get her all swept out, and then that is gonna be it for this video. These are the big guys. So a couple basswood, that's basswood, and well, it looks like another piece of basswood and 3 pieces of elm. Those are pretty big logs right there. And then that upper row of maple is new. On there, some of that mulberry. So yeah, this is my current situation as far as, and then there's wood on the backside. I want to keep it, it's coming in faster than I can split it, which is weirdly disturbing and making me anxious about the splitting. But what I'm trying to do is it's more important to have the wood here, but it still feels weird to me not to have the, not to be mowing it down before I go get more of that feeling of like getting it all done. So, but got a bunch more maple there, maple on the bottom here, and this is some ash right there. So plenty of wood to keep splitting up. All right, guys, thanks for watching. We're gonna call it a day here on a Labor Day Saturday. So yeah, this is Labor Day weekend to give you an idea. My videos are staggered just because I try to get out ahead of things in case life gets in the way and you're not able to make videos. So yeah, been out on a Labor Day weekend and just kind of enjoyed myself. The weather's perfect. Could be cloudier. I'm not a huge fan of having the sun beat down on me, but I'm not going to complain. There's a nice breeze, low humidity, and it's only 70 degrees. So we will call that a win for Tegrity Wood. So anyways, if you like what you saw, guys, hit that thumbs up. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. And remember, no matter what it is you do or where it is you do it, always do it with integrity.